Okay, if we're given an equation, we might need to find the slope. So I want to review this from algebra. This is called your slope-intercept form because m is your slope. You can see it when it's in this form. The coefficient of x is your slope, and the constant term is your y-intercept. So m is my slope, and b is my y-intercept, my constant term. Okay, so I gave you a couple examples here. If they ask me what the slope is and they give me the line in slope-intercept forms, in other words, it's y equals, it's solved for y, then all I need to do is find the coefficient of x. So here the coefficient of x, I just see a negative. Now if there's no number there, remember negative 1 times x is negative x. So my slope here is negative 1. Alright, now what about this example? What's the slope of this line? Most common mistake I see is people say 3. What's the coefficient of x? Okay, but is this in slope-intercept form? Alright, is it in y equals form? It's not. It's got a bunch of mess up here in front of the y. So what I have to do is I need to now solve for y. So I'm going to do that the same way I would solve any equation. I want to get y alone, so I'm going to start by moving this term to the right. I'm going to subtract it. Okay, that makes 0 there. So don't forget that negative. That's probably the most common mistake I see. And don't combine these. This is a variable term and this is a constant term. Typically we write the variable in front so that it matches our y equals mx plus b. Okay, the last step I have to do here is I need to divide by negative 4. Now when I divide this side by negative 4, I have to divide both terms. Okay, so this becomes 1y, which is y equals, this a negative divided by negative is positive, 3/4 x, positive divided by negative is negative. Okay, so I now have this in slope-intercept form, and my coefficient of x is 3/4, so my slope is 3/4, or 3/4. Okay, but it's really, really important. We cannot make that decision until we put this in slope-intercept form. This one was in slope-intercept form, so I didn't have to do any work. I could just look at it and tell that the slope was negative 1. Here I cannot decide until I've moved things around and gotten y alone.